My name is Michael Joel Hall, and I am a teacher of Ashtanga Yoga based out of Washington, D.C. I learned how to assist really through peer support. We're here to explore the art and responsibility of assisting in Ashtanga Yoga. Not just how to put hands on bodies, but how to be present with folks who are navigating a deeply personal practice inside the system of Ashtanga Yoga. This isn't about becoming a fixer of someone's practice. We're here to listen, observe, co regulate together, and to ask, how can I assist without taking agency away? The work is about relationships and doing something with purpose. So let's dive in. One, this is assisting, it's not fixing, it's supporting a system. If you are a teacher of Ashtanga Yoga, teach this truth early. You are not correcting a broken machine. You are tuning into an already intelligent system. The student is the system, a whole mind body organism. We have to understand that the behavior of a system arises from its structure. That's what Donella Meadows says in her seminal work, Thinking in Systems. Students' patterns aren't wrong, they're just what has occurred based on the stimuli. They're all part of a bigger system. Let's get one thing straight. Assisting is not about fixing people. You are not a mechanic, and your students, they're not a busted down yoga robot waiting for parts. Instead, assisting is about supporting an intelligent living system, one that's already adapting, responding, and organizing itself in real time. That system is your student. Now, here's where Donella Meadows comes in. She said that the behavior of a system arises from its structure, which means that you're seeing in your students their alignment, their compensations, their breath qualities. These things you're seeing are not just random error. They are a natural outcome of how their body, breath, history, beliefs, and nervous system are currently structured. So, when you assist, you're not correcting something that's wrong. You're offering support, feedback, and sometimes new information that allows their system to organize or reorganize in a healthier, more integrated way. You're partnering with the student's inner intelligence, not overriding it. This means that we shift out of a mindset of fixing. There's no judgment here in that way. There's nothing broken. A need that flares up isn't wrong. It's just revealing something about a bigger pattern. It's a large interrelated system. When we assist with that understanding, our hands become less about control and more about conversation. You're not fixing a student, you're helping them feel into their own feedback loop with more clarity and support. The eight limb context. Why assisting is a spiritual practice. It's tempting to think of assisting as purely physical, alignment, stability, maybe a little coaxing into a deeper range. But if we zoom out and look at the eight limbs of yoga, we remember something essential. Assisting is a spiritual practice. You're not just helping someone do a posture, you're supporting their sadhana, their entire yogic journey. And that's huge. It means that your presence in their practice has an energetic and, I think this is essential, ethical weight. And that brings us back to the yamas and the niyamas. If a system's function is what it does, then basing our practice in the yamas and the niyamas give us a clear roadmap to something holistic and fabulous. It starts with ahimsa or non-harming, so that every assist you offer should reduce harm, not add to it. This means avoiding injury, sure, but it means that your touch, words, and timing should all support safety and dignity. If your assist creates pressure, fear, or shame, you've missed the point. And of course, then there's self study. Assisting is a mirror and it shows you how you show up. Are you pushing? Are you fixing? Are you over identifying with student success? Good assists start with being in study of your own patterns before you ever lay a hand on someone else. Finally, surrender. You are not the savior here. You are not the fixer. You're the support. You offer and then you let go. The student's response isn't yours to control. And that means you got to bring some grace. And that process is the process of Kriya Yoga. If we're participating in Kriya Yoga through the practice of tapas, Vadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana, then we're doing great as far as I'm concerned. So when we assist, when we're not stepping out of those yamas and niyamas, the 8 limbs, we're really doing a great job of embodying them. Assisting isn't something that you do to someone, it's something that you offer to collaborate on with them. And when it's done with clarity, with heart, with connection, it becomes seva, which is sacred service. Assists verbal, visual, physical. When we talk about assisting, most people jump straight to physical touch, but that's just one tool. A well-rounded, skillful assistant knows how to move fluidly between 3 types of assists: verbal, visual, and physical. Start with verbal, especially with newer students, or when there is uncertainty. A solid verbal assist is clear, kind, and never shaming. Use invitational language. Avoid language that implies someone is doing something wrong. Instead of saying something like, invite your shoulders to soften away from your ears. You can see the difference. You're guiding, not correcting, and you're partnering, not policing. Visual assists. Demonstrations or mirroring can go a long way. Sometimes students just need to see what you mean. There's sometimes a language barrier. Not everyone learns the same way. If you're describing a subtle internal rotation in the thigh and they're staring at you like you've asked them to solve some quantum physics equation in the middle of Mauritius B, stop. Show them what they're doing. See if you can help go back and forth a little bit and create dialogue that teaches through kinesthetic intelligence. Visual cues can bridge the gap between the verbal and the physical, and they often help reduce the need for touch altogether. Physical assists. This is the one that requires the most training, the most discernment, and the most sensitivity. Consent is non-negotiable. It's ongoing, informed, and respected. It's dynamic and can change at any time based on the student's comfort. Students should be confident in their ability to turn it down, because touch should be confident and never forceful, and always serve the student's process, not your ego, and not for an Instagram reel, and certainly not just to ensure the state of the asana is met. When in doubt, think of it as slight seasoning. A little can enhance, but too much will overpower everything and be unpalatable. The best assists, verbal, visual, or physical, help students feel the posture more for themselves, and it has a sweetness to the taste that it's not too sour. Consent, touch, and trauma awareness. Crystal clear. Consent is not optional. If you walk away from these videos with one thing, let it be this: no touch without consent, ever. Period. Just ask. It's going to be obnoxious, I know, but over and over again, ask. Can I touch you? May I place my hand here? Is this okay? And that doesn't mean that once you've asked, you get permission forever. Consent has to be ongoing and habitual. It's verbal and nonverbal. A student might say yes during the opening chant, and then their whole body says no during backbends. Your job is to listen to both. And if the student is the kind of student who's a super teacher pleaser, you got to read their body. Their mouth might be saying yes, but their body's saying no. Tell them why you're backing off calmly and coolly without blame or shame. You got to watch for flinching, bracing, freezing, or fawning. Trauma isn't always visible. And you don't need someone's whole life story to be trauma informed. You need to teach like you're paying attention. You don't need to know what everyone's been through. Just be there to help. It means offering clear choices, saying things like, would you like a hands-on assist here? Would it be okay if I offered you a physical adjustment? Let me know at any time if you'd like to opt out. It means respecting body language. It means normalizing not wanting to be touched, and it's creating a space where students feel safe to say no, not obligated to say yes. Being trauma aware doesn't mean you never assist. It means you assist with awareness. It's not about fear, it's about care. Touch can be powerful. It can help someone feel supported and grounded, but it's only healing when it's wanted. Without consent, even the most technically perfect assist is a total breach of trust. With consent, the lightest touch becomes an act of respect and mutual support. Feedback loops. Observe, act, observe. Systems respond to inputs. In yoga, the assistant, you're an input. Every cue, every touch, every verbal direction you offer is part of a greater system. You affect change. You are part of a feedback loop. You are part of someone's system. This is great because the loop you should be running every time you assist is pretty straightforward. Observe what you're monitoring, see if you can identify how to bring in efficiency, and then act. And then get out of there and watch and observe again. See if you got the result you wanted. So you observe the student first, not just the shape or the pose, but their breath, gaze, tension, or ease. What's their system already doing? Then you act, you offer your assist. That might be a light touch, a directional cue, a grounding hand. And then observe again. Did the breath deepen? Did it get more shallow? Did the body soften? Did it brace? What were you trying to do? And did you get what you wanted? Did the drishti settle? Did it scatter? That's your data. From there, you make your next move. Or just as skillfully choose not to, because sometimes the most intelligent assist is to just back off. This is system thinking in action. We're not forcing changes, we're engaging in conversation. We're looking for correlations within the mind body organism, within the nervous system, within the musculoskeletal system. And just like with any good conversation, we need to listen as much as we speak. Training yourself to stay in the loop with the practitioner, with yourself, frankly, is essential. Observe, act, observe. This is how you refine your sensitivity. You gotta pause. You have to develop your intuition, but that just means watching the patterns enough to develop a mental model so that you aren't just guessing, you're assessing. This is how your assists move from being mechanical to masterful. Adaptation and individualization. No one size fits all assists. Krishnamacharya, the grandfather of modern yoga, said it plainly. Teach what is important, teach what is appropriate for the individual. I feel like that tattoo should make it onto more bodies. It is the quote of the century for every assistant. In the Mysore room, we're not sculpting people into some mold where we have to maintain the state of the asana as though it were a competition. No, no, no. We're nourishing ourselves. We're meeting real people with real bodies, with real histories, and real needs. And that means intrinsically that there is no such thing as a one size fits all assist. You may have learned a textbook way to adjust Paschimottanasana. What works for one student might be harmful or confusing for another. In fact, the same may be true for a practitioner at different stages in their practice. One person might benefit from a firm grounding hand while another needs space to explore. And someone recovering from an injury might need zero pressure, but 100% encouragement. The job of an assistant isn't to conform a student to an ideal, it's to support exploration within the structure of a practice. And it's their exploration you're supporting. This is dynamic adaptation, and this is yoga. To do this well, you have to be present.